I'm Courtney Broder, and this is The Beauty Formula, your go-to podcast for beauty, skincare, and unfiltered girl talk. Let's get into it. All right, Shawn, welcome to The Beauty Formula. I am so happy to have you on. I know you were very, very busy, and I'm so proud that you took time to come be with us today.
Thank you very much, Courtney. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you again. So you just said 3 years in the same role. Tell us what's your new role.
Yes, I'm the Global Director of Education and Artistry for Jane Iredale.
All right. And so tell us a little bit what that means.
Well, I started out as a national educator and then a global educator, and as the director, essentially what I'm in charge of is the education program at Jane Iredale, and kind of deciding and working with our creative collective team about what the artistry looks like for our brand. You know, what the brand aesthetic is, what the look of Jane Iredale is, which is a huge honor for me because it's a brand that I deeply love. So it makes sense that if I get to do this, that I get to be part of something that's, you know, much bigger and much deeper than just me. And the people on the team are, you know, our vice president of marketing and our chief sales officer and my global educators who are extraordinary, Nichelle Turner and Shannon Galogally. So we all work together and kind of decide what the look of the brand should be, and it's been a lot of fun.
That is fun. Yeah. Jane Iredale's always had a great look of the products and stuff, but I feel like recently it's been just amazing. Yeah. What's the funnest thing that you've worked on so far?
Probably our most recent photo shoot.
Okay.
We were working with a new product that we're going to be launching this year.
Okay.
And I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But the models that we used on the latest shoot were absolutely striking.
Aww.
And you know, because we do so much complexion first stuff, the focus is always this beautiful skin, and so when we're working on our models, that's what shines through on the shoots, and people love it.
Yeah, that's so fun. Well, I can't wait to hear about it. Well, let's back it up a little bit too. So can you tell us a little bit how you first got into makeup, especially back when it was even more rare to see men in the industry?
That's a good question. So I grew up in the 80s. That was my time. I was in high school. I started high school in 1984, 85, and so by the time I was a junior in high school, I was definitely submersed in this crowd of new wavers and punk rockers and alternative kids. And back in the 80s, the aesthetic of makeup was just extraordinary. It was beautiful. It was, you know, it was all about that matte porcelain complexion. There was a lot of crimson lips, you know, looks that were inspired by, you know, like Duran Duran, Cabaret Voltaire, Blanc-Mange.
Yeah.
The looks were very distinct. And I loved doing makeup in that style. And my friends, we would go out to the clubs, the dance clubs, and they would be wearing like these wild smoky eyes with lots of colors and beautiful skin and like red lips. And I would look at them and be fascinated. And I always wanted to do makeup on my friends. And so that was my favorite thing to do. And then when I was a junior in high school, they let me take cosmetology. At my high school, there was a vocational program, and I was the first male student, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
A lot of men weren't in it. I was the first male student in my high school to ever take cosmetology, and I got a lot of backlash for it. The other students would, you know, they would tease me about it, and I got chased a lot, but I didn't care. Because I was doing what I loved. I loved doing, you know, the wild hair and makeup, and then I graduated from high school with a cosmetology license.
Wow.
And that kind of set the basis for me starting my makeup career.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was.
It's amazing that your high school had a cosmetology program, too.
I know. I was very lucky. And it's interesting because the people that were in the cosmetology program were not your typical students. There were a variety of kids that definitely had a more creative essence to them, and they were also, it was the only African American girls at Churchill High School, which was a predominantly Caucasian high school. They were in cosmetology with me. So I got to hang out with them, which made it a lot more fun. And
that is fun.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Okay, so you graduate high school with a cosmetology degree, so then what?
I saved up as much money as I could. I did some bad haircuts in the 80s, but I don't count that. I worked for cosmetics lines, freelancing for brands like Lancome and Ultima 2, the Revlon 9s counter, which had a lot of these brands aren't even sold in department stores anymore. And then Glamour Shots. Do you remember Glamour Shots?
Oh, yes, I do.
I worked for Glamour Shots for a couple of years, which was great because it got my makeover time down.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't making enough money doing retail, so I started doing hair and makeup on strippers in topless clubs.
Oh, okay.
And the girls would come off stage, and I would touch them up and do their makeup, and they would pay me cash every night.
Oh, wow.
And it was the most money that I'd ever made in my life.
Oh, my gosh.
And I saved up a big wad of money, and I packed everything I owned in a U-Haul.
Oh.
And I moved to Los Angeles.
Wow.
To build my portfolio as a makeup artist.
Wow.
And then I got there and I starved because my income went down to practically nothing. And then I shot with any photographer that would shoot with me for free so that I could get pictures in my portfolio. This is back before, everybody had a camera on their phone.
Right.
And then after I'd been there for a while, I started to get work. First as an assistant makeup artist, and then as key makeup artist on some really fun jobs.
That's
awesome. Got to do some celebrities, got to do some makeup for magazines and feature films, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so when did you move from LA?
From LA, I moved home to spend some time with my grandmother. She was getting up in age, and I met my ex, who was an infectious diseases doctor.
Oh, okay.
And he was working in the pharmaceutical industry, and we moved around a lot. And we moved first to the Northeast, to the New York and New Jersey area, and then we moved to Thousand Oaks, California. And so I had lived in LA before, so I knew it. And Thousand Oaks is about 35 miles north of LA, and I didn't want to have to fight traffic, so I got a California esthetician's license.
Oh, okay.
By then it had been about 15 years since I'd been in cosmetology school, so I was glad to get the refresher. And when I got my license, rather than going into LA, I settled into a spa that was close to my house, and they were selling Jane Iredale there.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I was turned on to the brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how did you go from that to working with the company initially?
Well, when I first saw the Jane Iredale in the salon, I was thinking, I wasn't that excited about it. It didn't look... I was used to using MAC and stage makeup and things like that. And I started using it thinking, you know what, I'll sell through it, and then, they'll let me get something I want. And I fell in love with the Jane Iredale. Mm-hmm. I was just astounded by the performance. The powders covered as well as MAC Studio Fix powder did. And then I started putting it on myself, and my rosacea went away. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, this is my favorite line. And I started using it in my personal kit. I started taking it on photo shoots, and it photographed beautifully. And I was astonished every time I used it at how good it worked and how wonderful it felt, and the models loved it and looked gorgeous in it. And then in 2007, I got the opportunity to interview with the brand, and I jumped at it.
Right, I'm sure.
And then after they interviewed me, I harassed them for like months afterwards, telling them, do you want to hire me? Do you want to hire me? And they were like, yes, you got the job.
Oh, wow.
And it was like the best moment of my life.
That was 2007?
2007, they hired me.
Wow.
So I've been with them it'll be 18 years this September.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you've moved up to, I don't think there's anywhere else to go, right? You're at the very top now.
Yeah, I don't think that there's anything else I would want to do.
Right.
I love what I do now because I wear a bunch of different hats. I still get to go and do makeup events, and I still get to go and do trainings that, I teach a lot of seminars up in front of large groups of people talking about the brand. But I get to spread the love about a brand that I truly believe in, mm-hmm. and I get to teach people how to use it.
Yeah.
And I fly all over the world teaching people how to use our brand, so...
And you're still as passionate as you were probably.
I am, if not more. Yeah. The other thing is I've gotten to know Jane as a person over the years, and people don't realize that this person who created our brand, she's a philanthropist, she's an environmentalist, she's an animal rights activist. If you get to know her, she makes you want to be a better person.
Oh.
And she still, even after years of kind of stepping back from the company and letting our new executive management team really focus on building the brand, she has all of these projects that she's doing in her life. She's refurbishing a beautiful farm that she is making stable and profitable in the Great Barrington, Massachusetts area in Stockbridge. She's rescuing animals in the Bahamas, where she spends part of her time, and are very much focused on just doing everything she can to make the world a better place.
Oh, I mean, I don't think there's a better compliment to say that she makes you want to be a better person. And that's
It really
amazing. I mean,
does.
I've heard these stories before and stuff. And I mean, you can tell even with her products, like the way it's packaged, just like very eco-friendly and stuff. And so, I mean, I just think that's great. I definitely want to meet her one day. I'll have to go to Massachusetts to stalk her and knock on her door.
We would love that. And you know what? She would love you too, Courtney, because you've been a great representation of our brand.
Oh, that's very sweet. I was just telling someone on the last podcast about makeup, and like I have such sensitive skin that like in high school and stuff, like I couldn't use anything. I couldn't use any foundations or anything. They all just broke me out. Now I've done like allergy testing. I'm very sensitive to like certain colors and fragrances and like I mean a lot of things, unfortunately. And I remember one of the first places I ever worked too was at this, it was like one of the first med spas. It was like 2007, 2008. And they had Jane Iredale. And the doctor was like, no, you can use this. It's all mineral and stuff. And I was like, you have no idea. Like, probably not. And I used it and it was the only thing. I mean, I've been using it since then. It's the only makeup I could use ever that didn't break me out. It didn't, I mean, it didn't have, I mean, now there's obviously some more, but I mean, I was like, I would never use anything else because it was the only thing that wouldn't just, I mean, and like not just break me out, but it would, normal makeup would like set my skin on fire. I could feel it like burning. And so, I mean, I've been using it for almost 20 years as well.
I love that.
I know.
And I wish I had a dime for every time I've heard people say that. I can't use anything else because everything else irritates my skin.
Oh, for sure. Especially, I mean, when you used to have to go to the department. I mean, I remember my mom getting like me Clinique or something and thinking, you know, I could use that and I couldn't. And I loved makeup and stuff too. And so I hated not being able to wear anything. So anyways, it's been a great one for me too. So, so since you've done so much over the years, what has kept you passionate about it?
It's so funny. I was talking about that earlier. It's kind of a sick obsession for me. I can't get it out of my head. I mean, it's like a mathematical equation that you never get tired of working because every time you work it, you get a different answer. And it's a beautiful answer, and it's the correct answer each time.
Aw.
But when you see a face, and you can see the bones of the face and the color of the skin and the features and the color of the eyes and the color of the hair, and you think, how can I best enhance this person's features and their complexion and make them look like the best them that they could possibly be, Jane Iredale is the answer. And the colors that I get to use to bring it out, we have such a wide selection of undertones and hues, and you know, I love doing it. I never get tired of it. And,
I know.
And I feel like that as the industry's evolving, I feel like it's becoming more and more our aesthetic. You know, at Jane Iredale, we've always been that complexion first focus. Mm-hmm. You might see pretty smoky eyes or a pretty lip color, but the prominent feature that people know about Jane Iredale is that you see that beautiful skin first. And
right.
That the skin has a gorgeous glow or a beautiful luminosity or a soft smoothness to it that you're always excited to see. That has become the focus of the beauty industry.
Yes.
More than anything else. Complexion products are probably still one of the biggest trends that you're seeing across the board, whether it be in department stores, in spas and salons, in medical practices, online, social media. Everybody wants to have a beautiful complexion.
Okay, so speaking of complexion, I was just telling you earlier, I'm obsessed with y'all's new foundation product, the Skin Tuition. So tell me a little bit about that. You were telling me earlier about the pigment and...
It's by far the most ambitious launch we've ever done. We did 3 years of research, just getting the formula right. And our director of product development, her name is Nicole Musco. She is, I think, one of the greatest assets that our company has ever brought on. She's brilliant. You know, they don't. The lab will send her an iteration of a formula, and she'll say, "Yeah, nope," and she'll send it back. And they'll send her 20 different iterations, and right when everybody else thinks it's perfect, she'll be like, "No, we need to tweak this, increase the luminosity by 10%, lower the viscosity by this." Like, she is brilliant when it comes to it.
Wow.
And so it was that took it a while. It was also getting it approved by the FDA for the sun protection.
Oh.
Because, SPF is a really big
Right.
deal for us, so we wanted to be able to get an SPF of 30 across the entire board. Mm-hmm. And we did that with a new zinc complex that is really interesting because it's particles of zinc that don't create any kind of white cast, so we were able to, even in the darkest shades, get an SPF of 30 that didn't change the tone or
Wow.
the hue, and it looks natural on the skin.
You know what? I don't even know if I realized there was an SPF of 30 in there.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of y'all's makeup, especially the foundations, has had an SPF in it. But I mean, 30 that's a regular sunscreen.
In the past, to get an SPF of 30, we would have had to use so much titanium dioxide and zinc oxide that it would change the hue of the foundation, and we would, usually have to add less of it in the deeper colors like we did with Pure Press Base. And Pure Press Base was such a beloved product that we didn't want to change the formula. So we, our compromise was for the deepest shades, we changed the SPF from 20 to 15 so that we could keep that rich tone that we love. But with this one, we had newer technology and the ability to really nail the formula. There's also some great beneficial ingredients and a sustainability story. There's upcycled apple saccharides. Oh. So we partner with the manufacturers of apple juice. We get the part of the apple juice that they normally throw away, the sugars.
Oh, wow.
And we're putting that in there that gives great humectant value to it and allows the hydration to stay in the skin better. Also microencapsulated hyaluronic acid.
Oh, wow.
Which, we encapsulated in a bioidentical oil that makes it penetrate deeper and give better, longer lasting hydration.
Wow.
So lots of good technology.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling you earlier, I absolutely love it. I used to mix the liquid minerals, which is a very light product, with one of the more matte ones, and like you said, they did it for me. It's it's just perfect. It stays on. I mean, sometimes I like it so much I'll try to put too much on and then I'm like, no, I need one pump is perfect, and then if I try to go more, more is not always better. I need to realize with makeup for sure. But I mean, like I was saying, I go to my kids' school and the front desk girl was like, your makeup looks good, and I was like, really? That's literally all I had on, and I was like, and I've just gotten so many compliments on it. I just love it. And it's very hydrating, but usually when someone tells me a makeup is hydrating to me, I think, oh, it's going to break me out. Or, it's this. And this is like you said, it's a hyaluronic, acid and stuff. It's not an oily hydrating, and it's just perfect. I love it for sure. So there's so many different shades of it, obviously, like you said.
Yes, 26.
26 shades. And so I feel I get spray tans often, and so, obviously skin tone changes, but I feel there's so many different ones I can wear and get away with at any certain time.
Yeah, I can wear number 40, I can wear 42, which is my favorite. I can wear 44 when I want to look a little tan.
Yeah.
I can wear 38. Like most people can wear more than one shade, which is good because there's times that we want to look a little more tan. There's times that we want to look a little more porcelain. And I think that's even more prominent for women than it is for men. Men, I think most men want to look tan most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm pushing George Hamilton sometimes with the amount of bronzer that I wear because I love to look tan. But with women, there are occasions that they want their skin to look more porcelain, and do instead of doing a light nude lip like they would with a tan skin, they might want to do a deeper, more crimson lip or a more burgundy lip with that lighter skin that looks striking, the combination.
I know, I use the 40 a lot too, or the 36. I don't know if I'm spray tan, I use the 44. But I think, I was telling friends about it, and they're like, well, I don't know what color I am. And I'm like, if you get close, that's the thing I love about Jane is it's so forgiving.
Yeah.
It's not you're gonna it's not so mad you're gonna have a big line. All you gotta do is get close, and then you usually can get it. And then you might be like, well, next time I might want a little deeper one or this. You can have several, but I feel it's the same with the Pure Press. You can wear multiple ones of it.
Oh, Pure Pressed is still our best selling product worldwide.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people love it because it's portable. You can take it with you anywhere. You can touch up with it, and you can put it on over and over all day, and it never looks heavy. So it's versatile from that standpoint. It has optic diffusion in it that minimizes the appearance of fine lines and pores. So the big thing that I always hear people say when they put it on and they're like, wait, my skin looks smoother. What's in this? What kind of voodoo are you putting in this? And I'm like, it's the way that it reflects light. It's dispersing light and reflecting light simultaneously to minimize the appearance of fine lines and pores. So people love that.
Oh, I love it. I still use it all the time. What's funny is when I first met you, you were like, I brought you something and I didn't know what to bring you because you have everything. and you were like, I brought you, and it was like one of like the cases you can put the powders in, and it had like these little rhinestones, and I still use it all the time.
Oh yeah, that was one of our anniversary
Uh-huh.
compacts.
Yep, it's so cute.
Yeah, those are collector's items. You see people trying to get, like trying to find them on eBay and stuff like that. And the new compacts are what I'm really proud of because there's a sustainability story to them. They're made with post-consumer resin with a recyclable aluminum outer shell. And so recyclable, recycled, refillable, reusable, so chances are it'll never end up in a landfill, which is really important to us. At Jane Iredale, we follow the 4 R's of sustainability: refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle. So
that's awesome. I love them too because they're so sturdy too. So I feel like when I travel and stuff, like, it's good. Like I don't have to like wrap it as much. And so, I love them, and I like the magnetic part of it, and they look cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your current obsession product-wise? Like, what can you not stop using?
Well, I've fallen in love with Skin Tuition.
Mm-hmm.
That was a labor of love, and I got the honor of working with Nicole and also my colleague Nichelle Turner, who's my global educator. They put so much work into that product that when we birthed it like a baby and we brought it out into the world, it makes me so happy to see everybody falling in love with it like they have. The other product that I don't think gets enough love is our hydration sprays.
Oh, I love the hydration sprays.
People put on our makeup and they'll put on Pure Press Base or Amazing Base. And the question that I always hear them ask is, do I need the hydration spray? And my answer is always, yes, you have to use it. Because it melds the makeup to the skin and it changes it from the look of a powder to the look of skin.
Yes.
So
I think we did something one time where we did like a half face and we squirted, we did the...
Probably.
And it's such a difference.
Really
that now I feel like, I have them all over my house.
Yeah.
Because I will squirt it before I go. I have a question about the mist though. So you put the powder on, then you put the mist on, and do you just let it sit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just let it sit for a minute, and then you can, I'll usually do it after I do my foundation, and then I'll do it after I put the color on somebody at the very end as well, do a second spritz. And have them take it, I'll take it with me everywhere I go. For me, I keep it in my backpack or my briefcase. The only places I don't use it on the airplane because everybody wants to try it and then it comes back in. But people love it when they take it with them everywhere. And the other product, you asked me what's my new obsession. The other product that's really been a big obsession for me that I can't use enough is our eyeshadow sticks. Have you tried them?
Oh, I love them. Yes.
I love using them as an eyeshadow base. I love them as a shadow. I love them as a liner. They're so versatile.
I know. I love them too. I was so excited when it came out because I loved eyeshadow sticks in general. But I have them all. I have one of the tester sets, obviously, that y'all have given me. And then recently I've been using them more as an eyeliner.
Yeah.
I like the green one right now.
Ivy.
I like that one. I've been using that one as an eyeliner. And I feel like it's really all the other shades are really forgivable.
Yeah. The bronze is my favorite. Smoky eye in 2 minutes.
I just put it on and then
boom.
I do this. I actually put it on the other day and somebody was like, your eyeshadow looks good. And I was like, this was literally a rush. I was like, threw them on, rubbed it, and then ran out. And I was like, very forgiving. Because I feel like a lot of times, since I'm not a makeup artist and everything that with powder shadows and stuff, sometimes at the end of it, I'm like, I look worse than when I started. And I just love how natural those look and they look good on everybody.
They do.
I actually was very, when I was getting dressed to come here today, I was like, this is a lot of pressure to put on my makeup. I was like, he's gonna be like, what are you wearing? You should have done this. And I was like, no, he's not. But
people always say that to me. They're like, "Oh, don't look at my face," or they ask me, "Oh, do you look at other people critically?" I really don't. When I look at a face, especially a face like yours, Courtney, I think to myself, "Wow, I can imagine that I would love to probably put product on it when there's no makeup there because I don't think I've ever seen you without at least something."
Yeah.
Even when I did your makeup, I think you were wearing complexion products already.
Yeah.
But I don't look at faces in a negative or critical way. I only look at the beauty.
Oh,
I think my philosophy is all women are beautiful. My job is to make them feel that way.
I know. We definitely have to do a makeover soon.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it, and I'll come in with no makeup on and have you just do it from the beginning. I think maybe you just did my eyes one time or something. It was something like that. But yeah, we'll have to see. I used to be very insecure too about my complexion because I just felt like I had a lot of texture and stuff, and I couldn't figure out like where it was coming from. I felt like it was hormonal and different things, and I was so sensitive to acids. But
You wouldn't know that now. Your complexion looks smooth.
I don't know if it's age or I've just gotten it down or what, but I feel like it's smoothed out a lot, and I just quit worrying about it. And it's like I used to be like, oh, I own a skincare store, I can't have any texture or have anything, and like it would just stress me out. And now I'm just like, I got bigger problems than worrying about that. So, anyways, somehow it's just kind of worked itself out. But yeah, all right. Also, what is something people totally misunderstand about working in the beauty industry?
The beauty industry, there's this misconception that you have to put on lots and lots and lots of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
They think that doing makeup means that you have to use more product than what is absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And my philosophy, and I guess I've developed this over the years of working for Jane Iredale, is that if it looks like you're wearing makeup, then there's something wrong. It needs to look like healthy skin.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to enhancing the features, like a smoky eye or
Right.
color on the lips, that's totally acceptable. But I don't think that people understand how the concept of less is more. The other thing is I tell makeup artists that are just getting started in the industry, people ask me all the time, what are the things that you would give them as tips to do? If you want to do well as a makeup artist in the industry, first things first, the social media is the new platform. Social media is the new portfolio. I walked around with a leather-bound book for years, taking it into places trying to get work. Now people just put it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do it, don't just do makeup on yourself. Do makeup on other people.
Yeah.
That's important. And the other thing is don't put the same look and the same colors on everybody. That's the biggest liability I see people do, is there are some people that you can look at them and say, oh, well, you know who did their makeup because look at what they're wearing. Every face is different.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to look at them and look at the nuances of their skin and their features, and don't just use what you're familiar with and comfortable with. Break outside of your comfort zone and really analyze the face and the eyes and the skin and think, how can I best enhance their features?
I think that's good for consumers too, because it's like you don't always need exactly what your friend needs, and I think that's a little bit different. I mean, it's similar in skincare because we all, it's different skin types or whatever, but I feel like, especially like an anti-aging serum, like if your friend's using it and loves it and it's like tells you to get it, you can usually use it and love it. But like, I feel like it's totally different with makeup. I was telling my friend this the other day. First of all, she's obsessed with the Jane Iredale, the lip stain.
Yeah.
The peach.
Yeah.
And she gets more compliments than she's ever. And like, she gives them for teacher gifts and like to the babysitters for Christmas gifts. Or I mean, she literally will buy 20 at a time. And I'm not exaggerating. And I mean, everything. She's like, how many peaches do you have? And I'm like, okay, let me look. So, but she is obsessed with that. But that's a good one that most people can use. Obviously, it's a lip product. But she is definitely a creature of habit, like uses the same thing. And I got her makeup and then she gave it to her other friend. And I'm like, that's not the good makeup. Like, she needs a different makeup than that. Like, and she's like, wow, I love it. But you can use it. But so anyways, I was like, just tell her to come in and we'll get her set up or whatever. But
The Just Kiss lip stains are actually one of our best-selling SKUs worldwide.
I love them. Yeah. I mean, and I love the peach. I love a stain, period. Like, because I'm not going to really reapply. And so I just love those two because they're hydrating.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll put on a lipstick and I just put that over it because I feel like it's going to make it stained and like it just gives it a glossy
There's
look.
so many goodies that are in there too.
Yeah.
Like the carrot seed oil, which I think is a unique ingredient to use, is really conditioning to the lips. There's also blackberry, raspberry, pomegranate,
Wow.
like all these wonderful antioxidants and vitamins that are in there. So it's just as much of a treatment product as it is a lip stain.
Yeah. And I love the peach. I think we just need more colors of it. I love it when there's like a holiday and it comes out with a new color.
Yeah.
And I buy them all up, that's for sure. So what is there, besides, using it on the same person, is there a trend or technique that you wish would disappear?
Yeah, they were asking me that earlier. I have to tell you, I would not be sad if I never saw another winged eyeliner again, because
that's good.
I think that there's so many people that think that the wing eyeliner, especially thick winged eyeliner that goes way out, is the alpha and the omega. And it doesn't work for everybody.
No.
You can't do it on everybody. And sometimes you teach it to a consumer And they'll come back in a couple of weeks with some twisted deviation of what you did to them. And it's like this, and you're like, did I get it right? And you don't know what you know. You didn't get it right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would be
We
me.
don't all have the skill to do a good sharp winged eye,
Mm-mm.
and it doesn't look good on everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
you can never go wrong by doing soft enhancements and smudged blended eyeliners. You know, it's okay, I think, to do a strong defined line on the top lash, but don't take it out too far.
Right.
The trend, you know, it was fun while it lasted, but it's not there anymore. And you'll see it come up on runway shows occasionally, but just because it's on a runway show doesn't mean it should be worn every day.
That's it.
I think there's so many other opportunities that we have, whether it be colored liners or using shadows as liner or tight lining, which I think can be really, really beautiful if you do it the right way. But the wing, I think, needs to go to bed for a while.
Well, I'm good with that. I've never been able to do a winged liner. And I mean, I have tried several times. And I'm like, first of all, they're not even. And that's the first thing I noticed. And then one's like way longer than the other one. And then even if I got it, I felt like they were symmetrical. I'm like, this doesn't even look good on me. Like, I was like, I had to do this like fundraiser event. And we did, what's the singer? Like Addicted to Love. There's a singer from the 80s.
Oh, the Robert Palmer girls.
Yes, okay. So I was a Robert Palmer girl. And so
Love that.
It was so fun. And so I did the makeup for that, which was like these big black. It was like
black with yellow and the crimson
and I was like, as I was doing it, I was like, this isn't going well. And I was like trying to buff it out or whatever. And then I like looked at it from far away. I was like, it's actually not that bad. And I was like, I kind of like this look after I did it. And so that's when I tried the wing liner and stuff. And I was like, you know, we'll just keep it to...
If you want to see a quintessential example of 80s makeup, go Google the Robert Palmer girls. That's very, very 80s makeup.
Oh, and I loved it. I always say I was probably born in the wrong era because I have like naturally like curly frizzy hair, and I'm like I would have been great in the 80s and missed it by a little bit. Is there any other ones that you wish would go away?
Not really. I mean, I love that right now that anything goes. I mean, for the longest time, if you did a dark eye, you had to do a light lip. If you did a light eye, you could do a dark lip, and there was, you know, rules about it. If you did the dark lip with the light eye, then it was elegant. If you did the dark eye with the light lip, then it was sexy. But if you did both together, then oh no, that was too inappropriate.
Yeah.
And like now, you see smoky eyes with crimson lips again. You're seeing light eyes and light lips again. Mm-hmm. You're seeing a variety of looks, and makeup isn't meant to go with your clothes or. It's not meant to go with any specific feature. Makeup is meant to go with your mood.
Oh,
it's what you're feeling at that moment. You're bringing it to life in what you project on your face.
I love that.
And it's an extension of the expressions that you're going to make throughout the course of the evening.
Yeah.
So I love that makeup is not limited to any specific trend or style, that women today have the ability to go as intense or as subtle as they wish. And I see some of the most beautiful makeup looks that I see, they're hardly wearing anything. And then occasionally I will see a full-on, on the verge of drag makeup that I look at it and I go, oh, that is breathtaking. How well.
Yeah.
It's all about how well you execute it.
Yeah, definitely.
The only advice I'll give everybody is just practice, so that when you are putting a product on your eye or on your cheeks, you have control over the medium, and the medium isn't controlling you. Mm-hmm. Because if you're putting it on there and you can't control it, then, you know, it's part of that is also using the best brushes.
I was just about to say, I feel like when I don't have control over it is because the brush isn't working well or something.
Yeah, if you're afraid to, like cheeks, a lot of people ask me about cheeks. If you're afraid to use our Glow Time blush sticks are a very popular color, or not color, but product. They love that, you know, it comes in a variety of different shades and intensities, but people were afraid to blend it out with their fingers because mm-hmm. they might mess up their foundation. Now we have a cheek brush that is like the perfect amount of pressure where you can just tap it on.
I know, I love it.
And it's beautiful when you use it. It also works great with our powder blushes.
Mm-hmm.
So try our cheek brush if you haven't tried it. It's one of my favorite new brushes that we've launched.
So on that topic too, I think, by the way, I love y'all's new makeup brushes. Like, absolutely, completely. But I was going to ask you, what do you use to clean your makeup brushes, and how often do you clean your makeup brushes?
So I clean them, for me as a makeup artist, if I'm working on clients, I clean them after every application, and I do that with our botanical brush cleaning spray. I'll spritz a tissue or a paper towel and just kind of go back and forth to get the pigment out that's present in there,
Sure.
and also to sanitize the brush because it has an alcohol in it that sanitizes them. But at the end of the night, I'll wash them. If you're a consumer that has them at home, you don't have to wash them every night. You can wash them maybe once a week. My favorite tool to wash brushes and get them clean is bar soap.
Oh, wow.
Like Ivory or Dial gets all of the pigment out of the brush
Wow.
and gets it completely clean. There's
So
something about
do you
the
wipe the brush on the like on
yeah,
the bar soap?
I'll literally put the brush on the bar soap, go back and forth,
Wow.
and then I'll go in circles. We also have a brush cleaning pad now
Yeah.
that has little grooves and spikes in it, and you can go around, and that the friction of it helps to get and agitate the brush and get everything out of it. So really nicely.
So is that good to use like after the dial soap or just instead of?
No, use it along with any cleanser
Okay.
that you're going to use. Whether some people like to use dishwashing liquid, which works as well.
Yeah.
But bar soap I like to use because of the lye in it that really it just cuts through all of the pigment and gets it completely clean. It also leaves no residue on the brushes, so they're easy to use shortly after. Another trick is if you've washed them and you need to use them before they've dried, getting a paper towel or tissue and squeezing them helps to get all the water out and make it very easy to use quickly after.
Okay.
The synthetic fibers of these brushes are very technologically advanced, so they're great for dispersing pigment, making it go onto the skin without a lot of waste, and great for when you wash them, they dry quickly, especially if you just squeeze the water out with a tissue.
Embarrassingly enough, I have not washed these new ones yet. I mean, I've been using them for a while. So you think once, I mean, I probably wash my brushes. I mean, embarrassed, like maybe once every 4 months.
The main reason we want to wash brushes on a regular basis, especially for clients that have acne, is that acne bacteria love the oil in our face. And although like pure pressed base is inert, it won't support bacteria. So I can go back and forth and I won't grow any acne bacteria or anything in my powder, but it will go onto the brush because the brushes collect the sebum from our face. And they love our sebum. So if you want to keep your skin from breaking out, clean your brushes on a regular basis.
At least the face ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
I do clean the face ones more. I mean, I would like run them under the water, or, but I need to be better about them. But the eyeshadow brushes and stuff, I mean, I go a long time, those guys. I do have like the little pad and I'll like mix it. Sometimes I feel like sometimes some of the darker tints get stuck in there or something.
Well,
but
I always tell my clients to nobody needs 20 different eyeshadow brushes necessarily, but I always recommend at least have one brush for your darker colors, one brush for your lighter colors, and that way you're not getting a muddy effect when you go to contour your eye or do your eye. I usually have a brush, like a crease brush for the medium tone that I'm going to use all over the eye, and then I'll have a flat eye brush for the dark brush that I'm going to use, and then maybe the fluffy eye brush for my light shade that I'm going to use.
Right.
3 brushes, and that way I'm not mixing them up and creating a muddy effect.
Yeah, I usually have like 3 or 4 that is like my go-to ones.
Yeah.
Like a fluffier one, and but sometimes I try to do some, things that don't work out. I have a question on the eyes too. So when you're doing eye makeup, this is what I get confused with. So like when you're doing like the crease and you're going outwards, like to the outside, like where are you supposed to stop?
Don't be necessarily concerned with just going. You were pointing kind of horizontal with the application. A lot of people think the windshield wiper application.
Yeah, exactly.
Back and forth in the crease. You don't have to limit yourself to a horizontal application plane. Don't be afraid. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Go vertical with the application. Darkest color on the outer eye, medium or shimmering color in the middle of the eye, and your lightest color on the inner corner of the eye.
So when you're doing the outer corner of it, are you supposed to go further like out?
Well, I usually make the most intensity right at the corner of the lash line, closest to the eye, and then I disperse it.
Okay.
That's
so
when
you just
brushes
go
like
up.
the fan brush, or not the fan brush, but the crease brush come in really, really handy because you want it to fan out as you're putting it. So you start by putting a dark amount of color here, and then as you're blending, It stays intense in the corner, but it gets gradually lighter as it goes up and out.
That's very good.
Think of it like an ombre effect or gradient effect.
Oh yeah.
You never want it to be as dark up at the corner of
Right.
the eyebrow as it is closer to the eye. And that means blending until you don't think you need to blend anymore, and then blend some more.
Okay. I know, that's good. So I was doing the vertical on my actual eyelid. Like I would do like dark, shimmer, light, but I still did the windshield wiper up top. And then I always feel like it's either too far out, and I'm like, it kind of looks weird, or I would like wipe it and put it, and I'm like, now it looks weird too. So
Well, I do see a lot of people that'll do tape, or they'll put a business card here and they'll kind of like blend the eyeshadow up so that they have a hard line of demarcation. And that's a lot of fun. You know, it does create a very lifted eye, but I always blend away that line so that it doesn't look too obvious.
But that's good to know. You just go like this.
Yeah. What we have is an imaginary line from the corner of the eye to the corner of the brow. We don't want to break beneath it and blend the eyeshadow down, because if you take it too far down, then it pulls the eye down. Always taking everything in an upward and outward direction creates a more lifted effect on the eye.
I'm excited to try it now. That's it. Yeah, I like the idea of putting the darkest in the corner and then you just work up.
Yeah.
Instead of, did I go too far?
And the other thing when it comes to shimmer and sparkle in the very center of the eye, sometimes I don't use a brush at all. I'll get my finger and tap it in the shadow, and I'll just tap it. Tap it right there in the very center of the lid to concentrate it, so you're getting more shimmer right there in that area that's directly above the iris of the eye.
I know, you've told me that before, and I would just put like regular like matte shadows on, and then I would use like y'all's, I know we still have it, but like the 24 karat gold shimmer, and I would just take it and just like blot it on. You met my friend Meg, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, at the 10-year parties. It's so funny because I gave her one of those, 24 gold shimmers. And I always say she does, like, she'll take highlighter. And, like, I'm very particular where I put highlighter, like, just in the things. And she's just, like, has a brush, and she's just, like, putting on all this highlighter. And then I gave her the 24 karat gold. And same thing. She's just dipping her brush in it really hard. And then it looks amazing.
Yeah. Because
she has just such great bone structures and stuff or whatever. And I'm just like, but as she's doing it, I'm like, I think you're good. I don't know about that. But then afterwards, I'm like, wow.
So a good polymer to make it stick is using our new Color Lux eyeshadow sticks. Put those on the eye as a base. I love, my favorite eyeshadow application of the moment right now is getting a light or medium tone of our eyeshadow stick, putting it all over the eye as an eyeshadow base, and then sticking the 24 karat gold right in the middle of the eye on top of it. And it adheres to the eyeshadow stick, and it keeps it from crumbling down under the eye.
Oh, wow.
Because the 24 karat gold is a difficult product to control. It's also one of our most coveted.
Yeah.
People love that product.
Oh, they love it.
Because it's like putting fire on your eye.
Aw. Well, so do you use the eyeshadow stick, do you use the same color all over?
Yeah, I'll put it like a saddle if you want to do a natural color.
Yeah.
I put it on the eyelid, and then I'll blend it all the way up into the brow bone. So it's it's more concentrated on the lash or on the lid, but it fans up as it goes.
Oh.
And then I'll put my eyeshadow application over the top of that. I'll use powder shadows.
Oh, wow.
And it kind of gives you a head start to a smoky eye or an intense eye.
Oh, wow.
If you do that.
Yeah.
Alabaster, which is very light, you can put that all over the whole eye, and that has no pigment hardly.
Right.
It's just lighter than the skin. So that's great if you want to do a more natural eye, but still have more intensity with the shadows, because they do adhere nicely to the shadow stick.
Yeah, I've done that before too, where I've put it over it, almost like a base, like a eye primer or something on first. So I was going to ask you too, so with your new global role, are you traveling like worldwide? Are you traveling all over?
I do a couple of international trips a year typically.
Okay.
I'll do one or two per year. Very often I'll do one trip to Asia, one trip to Europe. And when I do these trips, I never just go to one country. They usually have me visiting a few. Like the last time I was in Asia, they had me in Malaysia, and then in Taiwan, and then in the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
And I had a few days off, so I popped over to Hong Kong to just relax for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My upcoming trip that I'm getting ready for is in September. I'm going to be going to Athens, Greece, doing a big workshop there with all of their customers, and then flying to Cyprus, to the island of Cyprus, and doing a big thing there. And then from there I go to the Baltics, to Lithuania and Estonia.
Oh, wow.
And it's I always love going to the Baltics because some of the women there look like Targaryens. They have like tan skin and white hair.
Yeah.
And it's natural. They don't bleach it or anything.
No.
It's just naturally white.
That's amazing.
Striking. I
Yeah.
love doing makeup on them.
That's so fun. Those are good places to have to travel to.
They are, yeah.
That's exciting. So you're going to be doing workshops there?
Yeah, workshops. We're doing workshops on skin tuition and talking about that. Of course, everybody loves that's our newest foundation that everybody loves. But we're also going to be talking about the new product that we're going to be launching at the later this year in the fall.
Okay, good. Are you able to tell us about that one yet?
Do you want me to?
Yes, of course.
So we're getting ready to launch a liquid blush.
Ooh.
And blush is a huge feature right now. Everybody's all about cheeks and the pop of color in the cheeks. And it's interesting because it's migrated. For the longest time, it was down here in the apple of the cheek and then bronzer around, the Bobbi Brown method, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And then over the last couple of years, you've seen it migrate up onto the top of the cheek and even into the temples like we did in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
I love this. It's a revival of style for me.
Uh-huh.
I love that look of the high-placed blush soaring into the temples. I think it's beautiful. So we did it with the powder blushes, which everybody loves, and the Glow Time blush sticks look gorgeous that way. Mm-hmm. But what we wanted was something that had a little bit more of a sheen to it and more versatility. So you could do it under your foundation, you could do it on top of your foundation, something that was easy to control where you could just dot it on and blend it out with your fingers or blend it out with a brush. This formula is interesting because it's a liquid in a little container with a doe foot applicator.
Oh,
so you can just dot and then blend, and it's striking.
I love that.
It also, we're going to be launching a color in it that we've never done in blush before.
Oh, wow.
It's a lilac, a purple color.
Ooh.
And this is hot. If you do some research, look into how purple blushes and lilac blushes have kind of been making a trend. It does something interesting to the skin. It creates this cool cast that looks very fresh.
Yeah.
And
I actually
unique.
Love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's a great idea.
But we're coming out, it's going to have natural colors, it's going to have bright colors, and I think you're really going to...
I love a liquid blush. Even like I was saying earlier, if I do nothing else and I just like dab it on the cheeks or whatever, I feel like it's just something where I just look a little bit more alive.
Yeah.
But I also love it when I'm doing it like actual like getting dressed makeup, and I just put it on with like a little bit of the bronzer sticks and I just buffer it all out and stuff. I just think it gives a real smooth look, and so when are those going to launch?
Those are going to be launching, I think, in September.
Okay.
I think they'll be coming to market in October. It should be available to pretty much everybody.
All right.
So they're coming soon.
That's exciting.
And if you like, we had a long conversation about the eyeshadow sticks. If you like the eyeshadow sticks and you think they're a fun product, just wait until our upcoming 2026 spring collection.
Oh, really?
Because I can't say what the colors will be, but just think
spring.
Pastel.
Think
of spring. And there's some fun stuff on the horizon.
Oh, wow. I love all the spring launches, and always my favorite thing is what y'all are going to do for like the holiday collection.
Yeah.
I'll have the best like kits, holiday collections, like all of it.
It's something interesting that we've been doing in our holiday collections recently over the last couple of years is we're not just putting color products in there, we're also putting kind of skin-loving products like a lip scrub and a lip conditioner, like things like that.
I love the lip scrubs.
People just snatch them up. They love them.
I love like the old sugar and butter, like like lip products. I love all those things, and I like how you do like the smaller like mini sizes of like the sticks and stuff.
People love the minis, and if you like our lip glaze, which is the newest family of lip glosses, we have our hyaluronic lip gloss, which is not going to go away. We still have those in stock and everybody loves them. But there were people that were asking for a more pigmented, more high shine gloss. So we came out with the Color Luxe Lip Glaze. They have been tremendously successful.
I love those.
And so I think we're doing some mini lip glazes for the holiday collection this year. So people are going to love that.
And I think it's good for consumers too, because then you get to try like different colors, and like get like a little kit and stuff, and then obviously you end up getting the bigger one and stuff too. But I absolutely love it. Okay, so I was going to say too, in wrapping up, I wanted to bring up too the fact that we first met through your husband, Mike.
Yes.
How is Mike doing? I haven't.
Mike is great. He is, he started out as a territory manager with our brand, and it's interesting because before he did that, he was in. Do you want me to tell the story?
Yes, I love this story.
So my husband and I, we've been together. It's going to be 9 years that we've been together. We've been married for 7 this year. When we met, he had been in banking for 28 years. And that's all he'd ever done. He was in relationship banking, and he was very, very talented in the banking industry. And when he and I started dating, and I knew I wanted to propose to him, I took him up to the Berkshires, and I wanted to introduce him to Jane, because Jane is important to me. She's a friend.
Yeah.
She's kind of a mentor, a mother figure to me, if you will. And I wanted to get her approval, and she liked him, and he liked her, and he fell in love with our brand. He fell in love with Jane as a person. He fell in love with our products, and he started using them. He started using Pure Press Base, and he was like, gosh, I love this. I want to work for Jane Iredale. And then a position came open. And I'm like, you should apply. And he goes, I don't know how to do makeup. I'm not going to apply for that. And I go, if you're a territory manager, a rep for the brand, it's not about knowing how to do makeup. It's about relationships.
Yes.
And that was his specialty.
Exactly.
So he took the position, and then within a year, I think, he made President's Club, and then they promoted him to a regional director.
Wow.
So
That's
now
amazing.
he has a team. He supervises the team of all the territory managers for the South of the United States, and he loves it.
Oh, and I feel like this is just, in my opinion, is such a better fit for him.
It is.
I mean, I could see him being very good at baking, but I just also feel like he's meant for much more.
Oh, it's opened up a whole other world for him.
Right.
I mean, he's always been passionate and creative.
And hardworking.
If you look at the way he decorates houses, and when I met him, it was all about this beautiful kind of aesthetic that he created. But now, he's become quite a talented makeup artist in his own right.
Oh, well,
He
really?
can paint a mug like nobody I've ever seen. Yeah. I'm very impressed watching him.
Aw, that's so good. Y'all are so cute together, too.
Thank you.
I love y'all together. I didn't know you were married before.
We were. I was.
You were saying your ex.
I wasn't ever legally married.
Oh, okay.
No, we were. That was back before marriage was legal.
Okay.
But I was with somebody for 15 years.
Oh, okay.
And it's interesting because Mickey knows my ex, or Mike knows my ex, and we're all good friends. And I love that we live in a day and age where everybody can kind of know everybody else's ex and get along with them. So.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, good. Well, so we usually will end the podcast asking, what is your beauty formula? Like, what does beauty mean to you, and what is your beauty formula?
For me, my beauty formula, well, for myself and for my customers, it's two different things. For myself, it's all about making sure that I have to scrub my face every day with a Magic Mitt, which is, our exfoliating face cloth. I use it every morning, every night, because I feel like it gets off all the dead skin and makes my skin look smoother and better. And I love the experience at night, of taking off my Pure Press base and my makeup and putting on my night cream. For my skincare, I use SkinCeuticals C. Ferulic, which is a big one for me, and I use Elemis. I love Elemis, like their night creams.
Yeah.
And I also use our Jane Iredale Beauty Prep, our hyaluronic serum, which is one of my favorite products.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things is what I use. For my makeup, I wear Pure Press base every day. Sometimes I'll put a little Skin Tuition under it. I have to be careful because I'm a man. I don't want to look too obvious. But Pure Press Base, every day of my life, I don't walk out of the house without it. And I put Smooth Affair Primer under it, and I spritz it with Palm Mist Hydration Spray.
Wow.
And for clients, I feel like the beauty, the kind of the big beauty routine that is most important is it's all about making that complexion look beautiful for me. Still, even after 17, 18 years of working with our brand, the complexion comes first. And I know some makeup artists that'll do eyes first and then do the complexion, or they'll do lips first. Like, I can't tell what I want the eyes or the cheeks or anything to look like until I've done that complexion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once I've put on the complexion, then I know what I want the rest of it to look like. So that's the focus.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Shawn. We're so happy to have had you, and we got to do it again soon.
It was a joy.
Thanks for tuning in to The Beauty Formula. If you're loving our show, make sure to leave a review and share it with your friends. follow us on Instagram at the Beauty Formula Podcast for the latest updates, and head over to our sister store, Harbin House, for all your skincare needs. A big shout out to the Harbin House production team, Allison Turley and Remy Jenkins. See you next time.